Hello everyone and welcome to Traveling with Francoise. I am Francoise Rhodes, your host. Thank you so much for watching us on live What's Happening Coachella Valley with with Craig Campbell, because I saw him running off to the side. Okay, we're here in our Palm Desert studio, and as you can see, everything is live. So there's no script in front of me. I have nothing. I don't have a teleprompter. Anyway, so great to have you. So we covered a lot of things happening in the Coachella Valley on live What's Happening Coachella Valley. I have to tell you, where things are starting to pick up. A lot of it, most of it, frankly, is outdoor events. So that's good, because we are getting people back into the Coachella Valley, and wherever you are, you might be getting visitors in your area. So we are going to talk a little bit about when you are visiting an area or when visitors are coming to your area, because it really is important. It has been a crazy week. Not going to get into all that. We know what happened. We know what's going on in the world. And we also know about the virus and where it stands, where it doesn't stand. What you might not know, that the Coachella Valley finally had rain after all of our heat, record-breaking heat days of summer. Boom, it just changed overnight to where it went from the 90s to 60s. So we did get some rain in the Coachella Valley this week. Rain, wind, sun, clouds. It's beautiful out there. It's so nice to wear something a little bit warm and snuggly. And those of you that are going to be in snow for the next 4 or 5 months, I feel sorry for you, because I can handle about a week of snow, but I'm just not, my feet get cold, what can I say? Anyway, but it is, the world of travel is changing as well. So much is happening out there. It's really almost hard to keep track and keep up with everything that's going on. I'm just one person, but I can't even imagine what businesses are going through in the travel industry. And I know a lot of you are very frustrated over the changes in insurance policies. It's trying to change your reservations for a trip that you had booked, something getting canceled, not knowing till the last minute if it's going to happen or not. Your frustration, multiply that by hundreds of thousands of people, and you'll realize where the industry is right now. I want to give ACT Tours and all the tour companies, props, because they are now planning trips. They are actually trying to get bus trips going with limited amount of people on the buses. So what that tells me is that bus companies are working with them on pricing, because they need to get those buses back on the roads. They need to get the bus drivers back on the roads, the tour guides that go along with a lot of these trips, that there's always an escort of some kind. They need to get them working again. So right now, things are happening, but they'll be changing, of course, as we reopen or close or whatever is going to happen. But they are happening, and that is the really good news in the world of travel. Am I a travel expert? No, I say this to everyone. I am not an expert. I'm just a person who likes to see things and travel and go meet new people. And that's it. If you're looking for an expert, that's probably not me. But that's okay. I can relate to that. And then with Craig with the Coachella Valley, live What's Happening Coachella Valley. We both live here in the Coachella Valley, and he's been working on bringing you all the events and information for many years with his website, CoachellaValley.com. And I, on the flip side, on radio, had an event show that was called Traveling with Francoise, the first hour, where I would tell you what's happening in the Coachella Valley and surrounding areas. So we decided to combine forces, and here we are. Yes, I radio, and I do have a TV show on Fox 11, Hulu, and Fubu, and some more. That's called Traveling with Francoise, and I have about 20 episodes now, 21 I think, and I'd love to film more, but it's very hard with what's going on in these small communities where I really want to focus on, because so much of their attractions, what they might have, are still closed. So in order to do a good show for you, they need to be open. It's getting a little dark in here. That means the clouds are coming in. I just washed my car yesterday. I hope it doesn't rain. It's sitting out there. But anyway, if it does, it's all right. We need the rain. All right. If you're heading out to a small town, let's talk a little bit about that first. Because I still, being the executive director of the Borrego Springs Chamber of Commerce, 3,500 year-round residents that live there. And then, of course, we get all of our snowbirds that come in for 6 months or so, where the population just keeps building. We have the golf courses and, of course, the Anza Borrego Desert State Park, 600,000 acres, We have the sky art metal sculptures. We are a night sky community, which means full of stars at night. But it's kind of the mentality when people travel, and I get it, because I was like that as well when I'd go to Mexico and whatnot. I think, oh my gosh, I'm a tourist. I can't do anything wrong. Well, you can do things wrong when you travel to other areas. Yes, you can. You just, in this case, with what's going on, you do have to be aware. And this is what I'm asking you out there. Be aware that these small towns don't have hospitals. Many of them don't even have a doctor's office. So if people start getting sick, they have to be helicoptered out of there by ambulance, taken to whatever mode of transportation, depending on how bad they are. That's how they're going to have to go to seek medical help. And that is why there's that fear factor when you go into small towns and you're thinking, I love this little small town. I'm so excited to be here. I'm bringing dollars. I'm helping them. Yes, you are. But they want to make sure that you respect the health and safety guidelines, because they just really, many of them cannot afford to get sick. And if they do get sick, they have to leave their home. They have to leave their community. So that's why it gets a little touchy when you're in small towns, and they're saying, please put the masks on, and it's just the infrastructure is not there, the medical infrastructure. So keep that in mind when you're traveling. We'd love to see you out in Borrego. Julian, Ramona, Big Bear, all these small towns are loving that you're coming, loving that you're spending dollars, and wherever you live, whatever small town is near you, they really want you there, and they want to embrace you and welcome you. But remember, just be respectful about their medical infrastructure, because there is none in most of them, most cases. All right, I just want to say that, just give you a reminder, so when you're out there traveling, because again, it is so easy, we're so excited to be out there going somewhere and doing something, that it's very easy to forget that, forget our new way of life. So, all right, for those of you that are worried about the real ID, remember we were supposed to have all those by the end of October of this year, and that was going to make it so we can use them when we fly, when we travel. That would be our new source of ID, goes along with your driver's license. Remember, that has been extended to October of 21. So if you don't have it yet, don't panic. You'll still have plenty of time to get it now. They just, with DMV's closed and trying to process all the people first that had appointments, that we missed their birthdays in February, March, April, May, the list goes on and on. They are still catching up. But you can make appointments now. I think you can make appointments online. I know I went one day and I just waited in line. It took me probably 35 minutes in line. I got inside. It was another 35 minutes. But I did it all, renewed my driver's license. It was all done. It was worth the wait. But again, for the IDs and stuff, there are grace periods out there, and your real ID does not need to be switched over until 2021. So just so you know. RV business is going crazy. They're still booming. In fact, getting a reservation in an RV community in a sunshine state where there is no snow might be difficult. So you want to plan ahead, because, and prices are higher. That is one area where prices really have shot up because of demand, supply and demand. And I don't notice too much social distancing as far as the RVs themselves in these RV resorts. In fact, that's something that I really need to look into, because I pass a few when I'm going out to Borrego, and I want to see what they're doing as far as social distancing. Normally your spots are far enough away so there shouldn't be a problem, but yet I do see out in some of the recreational vehicles where they are making their circle and they are together and they're out having a great time with their ATVs, their dune buggies and all that stuff. And I think overall they're doing a good job with the social distancing, but when you're in an RV campground, just check it out. Make sure you're not too close to your neighbor next to you. But reservations are a must at almost anything that you're going to go see now. Museums, RVs, campgrounds, everything out there you must reserve in advance. I'm hearing that a lot. People calling all the time saying that they have called and it's full for this time, open the following week, and they're trying to do all this. It's a little bit more hectic right now out there, so just be aware. Do a little bit more planning before you kind of hop in an RV and go and know that you would find a space. Well, not so much now. So I'm just giving you a heads up, because I want you to have a good trip, not a frustrating trip. And the same thing can go for marinas, because people are buying boats more than ever now. And there's not always a place to moor them to a slip to house them, a place where they stay, where you need to put them unless you put them on a trailer and take them home. So before you buy a boat in your area, you need to check the marinas, especially if you have to keep it in a slip. You want to check the marina and see if slips are open. I know another great way to travel, a lot of fun, but again, we're not used to things being quite so crowded in those areas. It's getting a little dark out there. It's not in here. It's just the clouds coming in from the mountains up there. All right, the good news in the world of travel, and this is where I have to have my notes because I can't remember all this. There's no way, and I don't, like I say, have a teleprompter in front of me. Global air traffic improved slightly in September, but it was still down 72% year over year. So we have a long way to go, but global traffic is improving. Also, Costa Rica is dropping COVID testing requirements and fully reopening. The country will open its borders to all international travelers, and that began on November 1st. So Costa Rica must think that they are doing something right because they are open for business. Peru's Machu Picchu reopening this Sunday after the pandemic closure. The stone complex built in the 15th century will receive 675 visitors a day, representing 30% of admission capacity. And this is where all the reservations, the need for reservations are coming into play. Even though these places are opening and attractions are opening, the capacity is going to be less than half of what they normally would have. So you figure out. That means your chances of walking up to anything and getting in are going to be almost slim to none, unless it's maybe something people don't want to see. But you're going to have to do your due diligence, make your reservations beforehand. United is rolling out free COVID-19 testing. The pilot program focuses on the London-Newark route. So I'd love to see, Craig and I were talking about having these free COVID testings just about everywhere we go at this point, where they can come up with one, which they have come up with some, where you can take the test and you have to wait off to the side until the results come in, sometimes 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then they know right then and there. So that might be probably the way the world should be going. The Cromwell reopens on the Las Vegas Strip. The adults-only boutique hotel is the last of Caesars Entertainment's strip hotel casinos to reopen. So for those of you looking for an adults-only, 21 and over, the Cromwell is the place to go on the Las Vegas Strip. Also opening up in Las Vegas, Holiday on Ice. Yes, ice skating ring is set to open at the Cosmopolitan. The Winter Wonderland will also include seasonal cocktails and food, socially distanced fireplaces, fire pits, holiday films shown on the resort's marquee, and more. So that sounds like a ton of fun. If you want to get into the holiday spirit, you can always go to the Cosmopolitan in Las Vegas. I'm really wondering what New York's going to do this year. Of course, you look at the pictures and you see the streets are just, vacant. They were showing, I was looking this morning online, and there was a picture of, no, it was last night actually, and there was a picture of San Francisco, downtown San Francisco at night. One person on the street, no one else out there. And all these places that are used to the hustle and bustle of constant activity, it's all changed. So I do wonder what New York, I loved going to New York over the holidays, love the decoration, the excitement, the vibe. This year going to definitely be different, and I'm wondering what they're going to do about the tree at Rockefeller Center. I'm hoping that they're still going to light it. I would think that they are. What are they going to do about the skating ring? I don't know. Or the storefront windows? I'm not sure, but I hope they still continue many of the traditions as far as what you can see happening in New York, just for everybody's spirits. Now, we need to see all these holiday decorations. So put out a string of lights. I've always said if everybody puts out one string of lights at their house, across the front, anywhere, everybody put out one. Just imagine how beautiful a street would be and how uplifting it would feel. It's just my thoughts. All right, Anguilla is in phase 2, readjusts its fees and adds more hotels. Arriving passengers must undergo health screening and a mandatory COVID test at the airport. So in any of the airports of St. Martin, Antigua, St. Lucia, or wherever their connecting flight originates, you will have to get screened, which is fine, which is a good thing. And but they are opening. They're adding more hotel rooms, and they want to get you over to the Caribbean islands. Colombia no longer requires negative COVID test for entry. Visitors must complete an online health screening form no more than 24 hours prior to arrival. All these screening forms, when people are asking, do you really think that they do any good? When people are asking, when you have security or people that are manning the entrance fee and all that, when they're asking, when they're screening you, asking you if you've had a cough or you felt bad or all these sort of things, do you really feel that's necessary? I don't know. I mean, my hopes are that if you had a cough and you weren't feeling good and you felt sick, that you weren't out to begin with. And if you were out, if someone asking you those questions, would that make you not go inside that museum or whatever is open that you're going to? I don't know. I just find all these questions kind of odd. I know. If you make a dentist appointment, have you had a cough? If you had, well, by now, I don't know. Would you go by that? Would you tell them the truth if you had a cough? You don't have to answer that. Don't answer. All right, on the bad. What is not so happy out there? Things that I thought, just a few things. Don't want to talk about a lot of them. Flight delays are down, but refund complaints are still up. Way up, in fact. During July, the Department of Transportation received over 10,000 complaints about refunds, compared to 187 in the same month, July, last year. So we went from 187 last year to over 10,000 this year about refunds. And frankly, think about it. If the companies, wow, they had all this set up and they were to just refund everything with no conditions, more companies would go broke, first of all. And insurance companies weren't prepared for this as far as the refunds go. So maybe if we still give them a little bit of time to work some of this out, and if they say your refund is coming, it probably is coming. I think those of us who actually just put the money towards a trip later on are better off than those that want the money back. But they are working on it. They're trying to figure it all out. It's still a work in progress. Like I say, no one was ready for something like this. Global travel industry on pace to lose 174 million jobs. And this is why I'm saying it's so important that bus tours are coming back and that people are flying again and the hotels are opening and some have stayed open and restaurants and theme parks and everything. Jobs on pace to lose 174 million jobs. That means these people will not get these jobs back. China's strong recovery, buoyed by the world, the protection, WTCC's protection, but the group warned against prolonged COVID restrictions. So there's again now mixed messages. What do we open? What do we close? It's kind of wondering where you throw the paper up in the air and say, well, wherever everything lands, we'll figure it all out. But again, just think of all the jobs. I know people that are fearful of traveling, I completely get it. You shouldn't travel if you're afraid to go out there. If you are afraid to go somewhere new, don't do it. Just don't do it. Do what makes you comfortable. But there's a lot of jobs at stake as well in the tourism industry. So much. It's unbelievable. All right. And an early end to Europe river cruising season. They have tried it. Several of the lines are shutting down operations in November and have holiday cruises on hold as COVID surges again. We're seeing that on the news that Europe is having a problem with the cases. I know in France and several places they have just shut down again because of cases rising. So we can learn from all that maybe they opened everything too quickly, or maybe they didn't do it in stages instead of the tiers that we have might not be so bad as we go in stages. Some just reopened, boom, that didn't work either. So again, we're still all learning what's going to work, what isn't going to work. So our patience is being tried and tested in the world of travel. Yes, wanting to go anywhere. And it is really the majority of people that I see come to Borrego Springs coming to the chamber, and I know they're saying it all over, and I refer to Borrego Springs because I'm there all the time, but people are coming into the chamber and they're saying, I just wanted to go somewhere. I just wanted to get out. I wanted to go for a drive. I wanted to go spend overnight somewhere, and I think that's great that they're doing it. And they're wearing their mask and they're being protective and they're being respectful, and I just think it's great that they're doing it, because every time you do that and you're comfortable and you want to do it, again, you're saving someone's job. And speaking of trips, ACT Tours, they have a whole bunch of day trips. They decided, Steve Ganold, Lalo, Tina, they have decided they're going to put some day trips together. The buses are limited capacity, so I think it's 25 people to a bus, so everyone is spread out. But they have Wolf Mountain Sanctuary, they have Historic Los Angeles, Salton Sea, San Andreas Fault. They have several day trips that are available, and I'm really excited about that. So if you have that inkling to go on a bus trip, go to their website, act-tours.com. Check out all their day trips that they have. They're seeing what's going to happen. They're getting feedback from all their loyal customers. They even have a Catalina overnight getaway in December. It's going to be chilly there, but it'll be beautiful. They have all sorts of different trips that they are trying. Steve did tell me that they're getting good response. Some of the trips are sold out. There are some that are still open. They're going the Newport Christmas Boat Parade. They're going to be going on that. The Getty Center, they will be going there. So besides some of their long excursions and trips that they have, check it out, act-tours.com. Now, you have your own travel company that you work with? Great. Call them and see what they have going on. I just want you to check it out and see if there's something out there for you. And we'll see how these trips goes. I'm curious to see how the trips go, how people feel about it. I think at the point, if you're willing to get on a bus with 25 other people and go on one of these trips, I think mentally you're ready to go. It's the ones that are still really nervous. It might not be for you, but I like the fact that they're trying it. They're putting it out there. They're seeing your response. So if they're doing it, that means other companies are doing it as well. So check it out. And because I do get people ask me all the time, what about bus trips? What about bus trips? When are they coming back? Well, they're trying. They're like dipping their toes in the water to see what happens, to see how they can do it safely, how the bus owners, operators, what they're doing on their end to get you back out there. All right. As usual, since there's so much confusion in the world of travel, I don't like to drag this show out. I like to give you just some pertinent information I think will be useful to you for the upcoming week until the following week. I want to thank our sponsors, Mike Thompson's RV Superstore in Cathedral City, Volkswagen of Palm Springs, who still has some deals, lots of deals going on for you. In fact, I'm thinking of taking my Atlas in and getting the Tiguan instead. I'm going to go over and talk to him. Maybe I like just a tiny bit smaller. I don't know. But I'm going to go over to Volkswagen of Palm Springs and check it out. Let's see. Diane Williams and Associates, Indian Ridge Country Club, Borrego Springs Resort and Spa. They're following all the guidelines out there. A1 Custom Golf Cars, the leader in lithium batteries. Golf courses are opening, by the way. We didn't even mention that in Live What's Happening Coachella Valley. A lot of golf courses here in the Coachella Valley are back open. Is your golf cart lithium battery souped up? So check it out at A1 Custom Golf Cars. Dana Wharf Whale Watching, they have limited capacity on their boats, and the whales right now, let's see, the whales are going from Alaska to Mexico, to the warmer waters. So a lot of whales are migrating right now. It's beautiful out there, the dolphins, all the sea life, and it's just gorgeous. So they have, like I say, minimum capacity on their boats, but that gives you more room to move around the boat and look at the whales. It's just beautiful. Cabot's Pueblo Museum, they have events going on now outdoors, so go to their website, which is cabotmuseum.org. It's on Traveling with Francoise. All of the information is on travelingwithfrancoise.com. Johannes in Palm Springs, they have takeout, outdoor patio seating, and they're building a big new patio. Palm Springs is open. The entire Coachella Valley is open, just so you know that. Limited indoor dining, if none really. It's all outdoor right now and takeout, but we are open and we are welcoming visitors. And Archetyre, if you need logos and stuff for your school kids, printouts or shirts going back to school, Archetyre. All right, on that note, we'll be back next week with Live What's Happening Coachella Valley and Traveling with Francoise. Make sure you go to the website, CoachellaValley.com, travelingwithfrancoise.com. Check out all that we have to offer. Today's California. You don't want to miss Today's California. Today's Canada. Craig covers it all with all the things that he does. It's really incredible. So until then, folks, you have a great week. Stay safe. Stay warm out there where it's nice and cold and windy and snowy and all that. Have a beautiful week. It is Veterans Day on the 11th. We honor our veterans. We thank you for all of your service. And as always, it's never too late to get a life. See you next time. Bye.